Hey, today I'm going to be talking about 3 steps you can easily incorporate into your day-to-day in order to really increase your digestion and absorption. I come on with this topic today because I have received a lot of questions around how to improve digestion and absorption. And one of the questions that I get repeatedly asked is, what is the one supplement that can really help me get rid of my digestive unwellness? And unfortunately, I always have to turn around and say, there is no such thing as the one magic bullet, the one supplement that will help you alleviate all of your digestive symptoms. But there are certain things you can do, and they might sound easy and simple, but they're very effective in laying the foundation of good digestion. If you incorporate those 3 steps on a daily basis, you will definitely see results in how you feel after your meals and how your digestion and absorption is working for you. So, step number 1 is pause and take a deep breath. We are so caught up in these busy days with running around, preparing meals for our family, looking after the kids, running into meetings, whether it's Zoom meetings or real meetings, having appointments. We're just constantly busy with tasks and doing things. So we kind of tend to take that into our meals as well. And we don't take that quick moment to shift our minds from the busyness to the rest and digest. So when you take a deep breath, you signaling to your nervous system, which signals to your body that you are now shifting from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. You're going from the fight or flight into the rest and digest. When you do that, when you take your time, when you stop for a moment and pause, you will be able to increase your digestion. You will open up your digestion for nourishment. That's number 1. Number 2 is chew your food. Yes, I know it sounds very easy, but it actually isn't. It's one of the hardest things to do. And again, I think it's a mindset thing because of our chronic busyness. We have teeth in our mouth and they serve a purpose. We don't have teeth in our stomach, but we do have teeth in our mouth. We need to chew our food so that we are able to break down the fibers, that we are able to break down the food so that the food can release its nutrients that will then be absorbed further down in our system. If we're not chewing enough, then we are not breaking down the food enough so that bigger chunks of food are being swallowed, and then those bigger chunks of food need to be digested at one point in your gastrointestinal tract. And it takes a lot of pressure, puts on a lot of pressure on your GI tract further down the line, specifically your pancreas and your small intestines, because this is where absorption happens, and this is where the pancreas will have to step in with digestive enzymes to further break down the food so that it is absorbable. It'll bog down the organs, your digestive organs, further down in your system. So if you're allowing your body to chew the food properly so that it's nice and mushy and soft, and when you swallow it, then it's almost broken down completely. Your mouth is able to digest the carbohydrates up to 80% in your mouth. Then you will relieve the pressure further down in your GI tract, and you will be able to better absorb and assimilate your nutrients. So chew your food. And number 3 is, do not drink large amounts of water with your meals. I see that often that lots of people take big gulps of water while they're having their meals. This is actually it's not very beneficial to your stomach acid. So your hydrochloric acid in your stomach also serves a purpose. The purpose is to break down protein, and it needs high acidity in order to break down the protein in your stomach. And fact is that if you drink too much water or beverages, you are not supporting the acidity in your stomach. It gets watered down, and your stomach becomes actually less effective and in breaking down the proteins. And therefore, again, you are just increasing the pressure further down in your in your intestines, which can then lead to bloating. It can lead to feeling full. It can lead to allergic reactions or food sensitivities, because bigger molecules that are not broken down enough enter the bloodstream, which might lead to reactions to it. So there you go. Those are 3 easy steps. Number 1, pause, take a deep breath. Number 2, chew your food. And number 3, don't have large amounts of water when you are eating. How can you slow down? I'll give you a few tips that you can incorporate, and let me know if you do that on a regular basis within 2 weeks. I'd be interested to see if you see changes, because often I see big changes in how people improve their digestion and absorption just by doing these 3 steps. How can you slow down? My first tip would be, between bites, put down your utensils. Really put them down and start to chew your food. By just putting down your utensils, you're giving your body that extra time to focus on the food. Number 2, count your chews. Do it for a while and see how often do you actually chew your food in one bite, and then increase it to at least 20 to 50. 50 might be a little bit much, but you should average 20 chews per bite. And number 3 is just simply change your environment. Sit down instead of standing up or hanging over the kitchen counter, or sit down with a friend, with a coworker, with a family member, whoever it is. Sit down away from technology and focus on the food. Really look at your food. Enjoy the taste. Be mindful about how you eat. Just by maybe even choosing a different environment. So instead of sitting in the living room, sit at the kitchen table, or sit in the cafeteria instead of sitting at your desk. So change it up and try to be mindful. And that's it for today. If you found that helpful, let me know. And let me know if you incorporate these tips and tricks, and let me know how you feel.